Take a deep breath, think of someone right now, and choose one of these spell jars that calls out to you the most. Spell jar number 1 for protection with the amethyst crystal. Spell jar number 2 for abundance with the pyrite crystal. This is what they want to tell you right now. Spell jar number 1. This is what the person on your mind is thinking about you right now. We have 2 cards that want to come forward, and the person on your mind is telling you to trust and wait. The trust card says transformation occurs through acceptance. Once you accept the current situation, it will automatically transform. And the other card, wait, says don't rush into it. Allow nature to take its course. So we have 2 beautiful cards that are in great alignment with one another. The person that you're thinking about, what they want to tell you is don't rush the process. Trust the timing of everything. So whatever you're going through with the person on your mind, it seems that you may be trying to force versus flow the speed at which this connection progresses. And that resistance can sometimes prevent the relationship unfolding in its natural progression, in its way, in its time. And that often can make the other person want to grow cold or want to grow distant when they energetically feel that force, feel that resistance from you. So this is an opportunity to not self-sabotage this connection early on by wanting it to be something other than it is right now too soon. Just allow the situation to unfold naturally. Be present in each moment with this individual rather than wondering what's going to happen next. When are they going to commit to me? When are they going to tell me the words that I want to hear so desperately? Just slow down, trust the timing of it all, and enjoy each moment. Don't take this moment now and the chemistry that's brewing and the butterflies that are stirring within you. Don't take these precious moments for granted. Okay, so let's dive deeper into this connection and see what is this person thinking about you right now. Ooh, we have the 3 of Pentacles. The 3 of Pentacles is about building a goal together, accomplishing a dream and a vision as a team. So this person is thinking that they want to build something tangible with you. That includes a relationship, that includes a goal, a dream, and an idea. So that's definitely resonating with the initial cards of trust and wait. Because to build anything requires a foundational layering brick by brick. And the way a true, authentic relationship builds is slowly over time, giving one another the opportunity to really get to know one another, to build the friendship. So it's not about rushing into the next stage, which is so frequently, especially as feminine individuals, want that security. We want that security of commitment so strongly that we tend to try and push and coerce and rush the process to receive the commitment, because then we'll feel more secure. But it's actually that need for security that pushes masculinity away from you, because in essence, you're saying that if you need something so strongly that you don't have it already, that you don't trust. And so you have to allow the masculine, you have to trust that the masculine has a process of building the awareness that they want to establish something foundational with you. But if you don't give the masculine energy that incentive to take the time to consider how much they want to build with you, then that lack of acceptance, that lack of trust in that coercion is going to make the masculine draw back and grow cold. So basically, what this person is thinking about you is that they do want to build something with you, but they also want to take the time to invest their energy into this connection. And they want you to slow down and allow that time to take place so that, again, there's a gradual layering of devotion and commitment and a intense confirmation of desire and direction. Okay, let me get another card. What is this person on your mind thinking about you right now? We have the Eight of Wands in reverse. The Eight of Wands is about speed, momentum, and direction. Because it's in reverse, it's definitely a confirmation of do not rush this process. Allow it a slow burn, a slow simmer. As crucial or as intense as your desire might be to secure this next stage with this individual, that is going to sabotage the process. And at a spiritual soul level, even if it's not conscious, this individual is completely aware of that. And yes, this instant gratification culture that we are in the dating world right now, where we give so much of ourselves so soon, it really spoils that process of courtship. If you look at animals in nature, the masculine spends so much energy courting the feminine. That's why the masculine animals are more colorful and more beautiful and do so much more work and effort proving to the feminine that they can support her. And so there's a lot of work and effort that is supposed to naturally take place on the masculine side to prove to the feminine that he's completely devoted to providing and protecting for her and the legacy in the future. Nature does not rush the courtship process. It's so ingrained and instinctual in our natural behavior. And as human beings, because we have free will, we have totally eradicated that courtship process because we're desiring instant gratification. And in hindsight, both the female and the male realize that they did too much too soon, and it spoiled the whole thing. So basically, this is just enjoy the process of courtship more than the rush to build something solid right away. Okay. And just as a reminder, the feminine has more power and control in the courtship process, because looking back to animals, even after that male, that masculine energy spends so much time trying to prove to this feminine energy that he's worthy and that he's the one she should choose, she still has the power to choose. So as feminines, let's not give our power away, because we have the power to choose. And it's the masculine's goal and purpose to prove to us that he's worthy and capable of our affection and our devotion and building that legacy with the masculine energy. Okay. So let me use a different love oracle deck to see what this person is currently thinking about you now. Wedding, marriage, forever, the one, union. So again, there's this aspect of trust and wait. Allow the process to build. All right. You see a man, a woman, and a child on this card. So even though this is about material goal setting and foundational building with others, the specific symbolism on this card is about building a family. And this card says wedding. This individual can see a future with you, can see a marriage and a family with you. So don't take that for granted right now. Don't try and rush it or force it. Don't try to prod the process. Just enjoy the journey. Okay. Let me get another love oracle. What is this person thinking about you now? Heart to heart conversations Honestly discuss your feelings with one another. So again, this is about heart-to-heart communication and discovery of two people honestly sharing their feelings with one another. So again, this is a growth process of discovering who the two of you are. And through that deep intimacy, through honest, open-hearted communication of your feelings and your interests and so on and so forth, then true intimacy develops. Do not rush the physical intimacy. Do not rush the desire for commitment too soon. You will spoil the process. Okay, let me get another card. Is this person thinking about you now? Wow, deep. The first card says, no one will ever compare to you. And the second card says, I'm showing you your wounds and things you need to work on. That's powerful, because just like the cards in the beginning said, wait and trust. And as I explained, there is a tendency for feminines to want to rush the commitment because of that desire for security, but that desire for security reveals your deep insecurity. Everything starts from within. So if you don't have security within, you will not receive it without. The law of attraction will continue to push your love interest away from you because you don't have that security within, and you need that external validation. Anytime you need external validation, it proves to you that you don't have that within, or you need to practice and pluck out the root of any fear that is preventing you from cultivating that energy that is already within you. So to never seek external validation for anything. Always cultivate that peace, that security, that worthiness, and that unconditional lovableness within yourself first. And then the other will have to be magnetized to that energy. So don't force it. Just allow the process to unfold naturally. The more you develop your own inner security, the more it will be reflected without. So now let's take a deeper look at what this person thinks about commitment. Okay, what does the person on your mind think about commitment? This is powerful. All right, the individual that you're thinking about, I'm certainly feeling is on a spiritual healing journey and does not take the dating or commitment process lightly, because we have the Six of Swords, and this is around the question of commitment. And as you saw, there's a card that says, I'm showing you your wounds and things you need to work on. The Six of Swords is about moving on from a period of pain and hardship, transitioning to a better experience based on the desire and the will to leave pain behind, being willing to let that old story go. Because this card is in reverse, ask yourself this question very seriously. Are you willing to drop the old story? Most relationship failures are because of self-sabotage and our tendency to hold on to our wounds, our triggers, and our old stories, and to project them on the other person, needing them to be everything that we are not, or needing them to be our better selves. This idea that someone else is our better half or completes us is ridiculous and is the cause of most failed relationships, because it takes two people willing to meet their wounds and their triggers and their coping mechanisms head on in order to create something higher than themselves, which is this ideal of a relationship. And the only way we can create this ideal of a relationship is if we're willing to compromise not ourselves or who we are, but willing to compromise where our wounds are, and willing to see our own shadows for what they are instead of projecting them upon others and expecting that other person to be other than who they are, or expecting that person to be perfect on our behalf, because they're making us angry, they're making us triggered, they're making us feel sad or wounded or constricted or trapped. No, those feelings come from within, and this person is simply a mirror that is showing you those wounds. And so respect the other as your mirror and not the cause. That's powerful. Respect the other person in your life as your mirror and not the cause of your wounds. So what does this person think about commitment? They think that it is imperative to cross the river of wounding in order to reach this ideal of commitment. Because if you can't commit to overcoming your own wounds, you will never be able to have an authentic love with anybody, because you're not having an authentic love with yourself. So this is incredibly powerful. All right, let me get a deeper look at this. What does this person think about the idea of commitment? Wow, we have the Eight of Pentacles. Commitment takes self-mastery. The Eight of Pentacles is about the repetitive work that it takes to master any skill. And mastering relationships is certainly a skill that requires time and effort, mostly on yourself. Again, this idea that we'll find this perfect other half that completes us, and then life is going to be peaches and roses after that, is a farce and the cause of failed relationships. Commitment takes commitment to self. It takes commitment to the relationship. And you can't be committed to the relationship if the other person isn't committed to the relationship, if the other person isn't committed to perfecting themselves daily. That's the compromise. You have to be willing to perfect yourself daily and not expect someone else to be perfect or to please you all the time or to make you happy. If you can't make yourself happy, you certainly cannot expect that from your partner. All right. So this is about mastering your own self, overcoming triggers and wounds that tend to self-sabotage relationships. That is the only key to commitment. All right, so this is very powerful reading right now. Let me get another card. What does the person on your mind think about commitment? It says snake. It says deception, shady, temptation, and enemy. So this is the fear. This is the self-sabotage, the hidden snake, the hidden enemy within our wounds and within our triggers, our demons that quite simply just want to be seen and accepted and loved. Once we can see and accept and love our own inner snake, our own inner demon, then we can compromise and commit to success in a relationship, because we are committing to individual success of being our truest, most authentic self without the interference of our wounding. Okay, so now let's take a look at what this person thinks about your compatibility. We have the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords. Let me get a clarifying card. What is this Ace of Swords related to? The Hanged Man. What does this person feel about your compatibility? This is interesting. Having a new idea from a different perspective about what? A different perspective about what? The Six of Pentacles. So this is really interesting energy, because this person, it seems like they're thinking, contemplating very deeply about having a new frame of reference or a new perspective about reciprocity and giving and receiving. Compromise, I feel, is the message here. How are you both compromising. And again, I don't mean to say compromise yourself or your standards or your values, but again, this comes back to compromising your wounding, compromising the shadows that would have you unconsciously, again, this is unconscious self-sabotage. To tell somebody, hey, you're sabotaging your own relationship is going to trigger them already, because it's like the law of attraction. Most people don't understand how a lot of their troubles and their lack in their life is coming from their focus and their perspective on fear of lack, fear of not being loved, fear of insecurity. It's our fear that magnetizes more to be afraid of. It magnetizes to us the things that we don't want. And so when you're aware of that, just like the justice card, we have to be aware of how we reap what we sow, and what we sow is our belief about ourselves, about relationships, about others. What we sow is our belief about our self-worth and our lovableness and our need for security externalized in someone just saying those words or proving to us that we're lovable or that we have something that we can hold on to. We really don't understand how that fear and that shadow self-sabotage the very thing that we desire in love, connection, and relationship. So this person is thinking, contemplating on a deep level about the nature of give and take and compromise in relationship that is necessary for commitment. So really think deeply to yourself. Consider honestly how often you think or feel, you made me feel this way. You made me angry. You made me sad. You made me jealous. How often do you project your own insecurities and fear onto a partner? Honestly consider that. And if you do it more regularly than you yourself would like to admit, then it's time to work on that. It's time to start compromising what you give and receive in relationship, in the sense that you're no longer willing to project your own feelings onto another person, but you're going to now take personal accountability for what you go through internally and how that may be actually sabotaging connection and love. All right. So let's look at some different cards. What does this person think about your compatibility? Wow. Oh my gosh. This reading is even blowing my mind. We have date and change. The date card says courting, dating, anniversary, and meetup. And the change card says regeneration, growth, metamorphosis, and cycles. So again, I can see this two ways. It's the allowing the growth through the courtship process, like I said early on, trust and wait, allow the foundational building to take place before rushing the need for security through commitment. Also, I see this as the regeneration of the dating process. Because of instant gratification, men and women have blown up the courtship process and are not understanding how they're sabotaging their desire for devoted, committed love because they're giving too much of themselves too soon and not allowing that natural courtship process to take place. So this individual, as far as your compatibility, really wants to take their time and enjoy this process of courtship. So that way you can do the foundational work that would allow this connection to be long lasting. I'm thinking of that quote, don't build a house on sinking sand. Don't build a relationship on sand. Build a relationship brick by brick. All right, my beautiful soul, if you are resonating with this reading so far and you want to claim it for yourself, comment a weighing scale emoji, like the Libra scale or the scale of justice. All right, so now we're going to take a look at what does this person feel you bring to their life, okay? Oh my gosh, look at what's on the bottom of the deck. The scales of justice. I told you, this reading is blowing my mind. It's tripping me out. All right, this is powerful. All right, this is a powerful reading. I want you to save this. I want you to share this. I want you to come back to this. All right. Okay, what does the person on your mind feel you bring to their life? Wow, we have the Knight of Swords. You bring confidence and momentum, drive and desire. I'm getting this energy again of nature, masculine courtship, of once a male energy, and I'm thinking of masculine animals because we have to go back to nature and see how things are done naturally. So if you look at a male pigeon, for instance, like something so mundane in everybody's yard, a male pigeon, how he does so much work to get this female pigeon's attention, like fluffing and dancing around in circles and bobbing and cooing. It's like once the masculine sees its target, it's going to put so much drive and momentum behind it to get it. And the longer the female, the feminine, draws that process out, the harder the masculine has to work to get her affection. And that's why she has power and control, because the masculine has to work harder to prove to her that he can give her what she needs, which is that security. Prove to me that you will take care of me and my babies for the rest of my life. And if you can't prove that to me, I'm going to wait for the next person to come bob and weave his way into my life. Okay? This is intense. All right. This is intense energy. Spirit is revealing some back to nature, back to basics lessons here on relationship and connection and commitment. All right. Let me get another card. What does this person feel you bring to their life? We have the Seven of Swords. Interesting. Wasn't expecting that. So this reminds me of the Snake card. And I'm not getting this in a negative way. I'm getting this in an empowering way. This is an opportunity to see shadows, wounds, triggers for what they are, because self-sabotage is the major cause of failure in any relationship. So what this person thinks you bring to their life is the opportunity to overcome deception in relationship that would be a barrier or an obstacle to commitment. All right. Even the deception of lack of intentionality or lack of allowing courtship to play out in its own due timing, like feeling like you have to rush the process or secure something, that is deceiving yourself. All security comes from within. Okay. Let me get another card. What does this person feel you bring to their life? Ten of Pentacles, baby, marriage. Oh my gosh. Commitment, future, legacy. This Three of Pentacles is leading to this Ten of Pentacles. Please wait and trust the divine timing of this courtship to unfold. You are bringing what this person deeply desires. You are bringing what you deeply desire. Just allow it to all unfold naturally in divine timing. This is so powerful. What does this person feel you bring to their life? We have the Player card. It says charming, manipulative, karmic, and being tested. Again, I'm not being drawn to the negative aspect. I'm being drawn to the empowering aspect. It says karmic and being tested. Again, with that Seven of Swords and the Snake card. Each of you, okay, this is a karmic connection. You probably twin flames, soulmates. This is a karmic connection that is allowing you to heal. You have to understand, like, people are desiring for their soulmate. They're desiring for their twin flame. But if you knew that your twin flame was going to trigger the hell out of you, would you still want to be with them? Because people think that their soulmate is just this happily ever after situation. That's a farce. It's not. Your soulmate, your twin flame, is there to prod you into being your best self by revealing all of your weaknesses and your wounds to you. Can you handle that? Can you handle that? Is a good question. This is such an empowering reading. We all need to stop self-sabotaging by understanding how our own wounds deceive us and destroy the very thing that we are seeking in life. All right. What does this person feel you bring to their life? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. We have trust and make the effort. All right. It says this situation is calling for you to have faith. And then the other card says, great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. So both of you, this is not just about you meeting your karmic wounds. This is about how you are triggering them to do the same. The two of you are on an elevated karmic journey, taking the effort of trusting and deeply knowing oneself and meeting the other. This is like Six of Pentacles to the nth degree, to such an elevated state of self-awareness where you can give authentically. Most people don't even know what love is because they can't love themselves and they can't give authentically who they really are because they haven't met those shadows. The shadow work is the most important work you will ever do in your life, because without it, you will never be an authentic being. And without being an authentic being, you can never offer love to anyone else, period. So this is for both of you. What you bring to this person's life is an opportunity to practice that justice card, practice self-responsibility and seeing the relationship as the ultimate goal above oneself, so that you can compromise your own deep inner wounds and triggers in order to, Eight of Pentacles, master oneself and master connection with others. This is intense. This is an intense reading for sure. All right, my beautiful soul. Finally, we're just going to get some advice from the universe for a future together. Okay. We have the Four of Swords. Incredible. The Four of Swords is about resting from heartbreak, healing your heart. How perfect. This is about shadow work. This card comes after the Three of Swords, which is that pain and that turmoil in our heart space when we've been rejected, dejected, and refused in love, and when we've been deceived and betrayed and backstabbed. And that pain can be unbearable, and sometimes some people never overcome it, and they'll spend the rest of their life in that pain and that self-sabotage and not opening their heart to another human being, or even if they do, out of fear, repeating the same cycles. That is so common. But this Four of Swords, as advice from the universe for your future together, is saying, rest from the pain of the past. Be willing to lay the old story down. Do not allow your wounds and your triggers deep in your subconscious to outpicture and sabotage love in your life. Okay? Let me get another card. Advice from the universe. Knight of Wands. Enjoy the fire. Enjoy the passion. Build upon the momentum of excitement that you feel with this person. Keep your eye on the prize being passion, the prize being your fire, your spark, your why. Don't allow the worst possible case scenario to infect the passion and the joy and the pleasure that you enjoy in the dating and the courtship process. Okay? All right, one final card. Advice from the universe for your future together with the person on your mind. The High Priestess. Start to listen to your higher self. Start to hear the whispers of the divine calling to you. That way you can have deeper trust. Because if you don't know how to listen to yourself, if you don't know how to just quiet the noise of fear blasting in your face, usually the ego's methods of keeping you safe is keeping you afraid. And when you can listen to your inner self, you can deepen and develop your connection with the divine through your intuition. Then you might still be afraid sometimes, but you have a deeper level of trust because you're connected to something higher than yourself. This is an opportunity to finally cultivate a deep inner knowing and trust. That way, no matter what fear comes up from any stories of the past, you will be able to move through them with ease and grace because you have this inner knowing within you. All right, my beautiful soul, I do hope this reading served you, gave you some peace and clarity regarding this person on your mind. If you resonate and you want to claim it for yourself, comment the scales of justice emoji and like this video now. If you desire a deeper personal reading, the link is available in the description box below to book that for yourself at any time. And until the next time I get to read for you, I'm sending you so much peace and love. Bye for now. Spell jar number 2. What does the person on your mind think of you? All right. We have 2 cards here, and they say manifesting miracles. Your dream is soon to become reality. Trust your heart and continue to follow its guidance. The other card says surrender. At times, we must surrender the old before something new can enter our lives. Let go and all will work out. Beautiful. So right away, I'm already feeling that there is a similar connection to spell jar number 1's reading, because it's this similar idea of trusting the process of manifestation and what it takes to accomplish and achieve our deepest heart's desires, which in this case may be commitment and emotional fulfillment with the person on your mind. So what are they thinking about you? What do they want to tell you? Is that your dream is about to become a reality, but in order to manifest it, you have to surrender your attachment to the old stories. What do you believe about love? What do you believe about connection? What do you believe about yourself and what you're innately worthy of? These are all great questions to consider before getting into serious commitment and relationship. Because unless we're able to surrender the old stories that we tell ourselves, we're unable to allow new opportunities of love and connection to come into our life. So that's powerful. This is a powerful reading this week. I cannot understate it. Okay, let's move forward with the tarot. What does this person on your mind think about you right now? Wow. The first card out the deck is the last card from spell jar number 1's reading. So I told you I'm already feeling a thread here. The High Priestess, what do they think about you? They love your divine femininity. They love your ability to tune in and tap into your intuition. They love when you say, I have this feeling, I have this gut instinct, and they trust your instinct. They trust your intuition. I'm getting the sense that they see a thread and a pattern when they're with you, when the things that you talk about reveal themselves, through synchronicity. So I'm getting the sense that this person has seen the truth of synchronicities and divine timing through their connection with you, and seeing how the things that you are instinctual about or the things that you communicate as far as your intuition are coming true. And I feel, this is interesting because the first reading, I felt like this was the masculine oriented perspective of being being spiritually empowered, and what the masculine thinks is required for commitment through self-awareness and self-development on a spiritual journey of shadow work. And now I'm starting to feel like this is the feminine oriented perspective of how to manifest commitment and love connection. And this is intense, all right? I'm not going to lie. And I probably recommend watching both readings this week as a masculine and feminine oriented perspective of manifesting love, connection, and commitment. This is so powerful. And I'm really grateful to Spirit for using me as a channel right now to authenticate what true love and commitment really is from a masculine and a feminine perspective. Okay, so let's look at this some more. All right, he values your intuition. That's what he thinks about you. Let me get the next card. What is this person on your mind thinking about you now? Oh my gosh, the Eight of Wands. Oh my gosh, this is so intense. This came out on the other deck too. All right, so I'm going to try and focus here. All right, the Eight of Wands, what this person thinks about you. It's go time. It is time to move forward in connection based on this aspect of trust, surrender, and manifestation through the law of attraction. It's time to lay the old stories down now and no longer linger in the victimization of the past. It's time to be intentional through intuition in what we do in love. And so what this person thinks about you is it's go time. Like, this person is divine feminine. This person is tuned in, tapped in. This person, you make this person trust themselves even more through watching you trust your intuition. Okay. Let me get another card. What does this person on your mind think about you? Ooh, King of Wands. You make this person feel, as a divine masculine, fired up, on top of their game. You make them feel like they want to pursue you with their whole drive and passion and fire. Again, in the first reading, I can't help but piggyback off of these two. So I recommend both. But in the first reading, I talked about nature's way of courtship and how masculine energy in animals, that intense drive and desire to procreate, makes the masculine animals have this colorful, passionate courtship experience where now the feminine is in control of choosing based on that display of affection, that display of power and drive and intense desire. All right. So you make this person feel intense drive and desire to not only win you over, but to give you everything that you dream of. Just like that manifesting card, you are making this person want to give you everything you ever dreamed of. Okay. Let me get another card. What is this person on your mind thinking about you right now? I can feel your presence even though we are apart. All right. So anytime you're away from this person, whether you experience physical or emotional distance throughout the day, or you live separately, or this is a long distance connection, this person is constantly thinking of you. And so that reminds me of that King of Wands, this intense drive and desire to court you that takes over their thoughts no matter what they're doing throughout the day. Okay, let me get another card. What does this person on your mind think about you? Wow. It says, we are forever soul and heart connected. We are forever soul and heart connected. So this reading is for masculine and feminine components of twin flame unions. I said it in the first reading. This is a karmic connection. This person on your mind, remember, this is a general group reading. Not everyone will resonate with what I'm saying, but if you're resonating so far, trust me when I say this is a karmic. I don't use twin flame lightly because twin flame connections are very rare. It's not a soulmate connection. Soulmates can be our friends, but this twin flame connection is literally like the other half of your soul. So this is your mirror counterpart, your karmic twin flame mirror, helping you, showing you through shadow work, through triggers, through wounding, through trusting, deepening, developing your intuition, your connection with the divine, showing you just a more authentic way of living. And so I feel like you in this reading, you are the one showing this person how to do that. And the other reading, the reverse was true. It was the other person showing you how to do it. So we're seeing it from both sides here. So you are showing this person this aspect of twin flame union and trusting the divine within each other that would allow each other to move forward being our best, most authentic, natural selves. Okay? This reading is so inspired and powerful. Okay, what does he think about you? Oh my gosh. Wow. This card says, very soon, clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. Again, manifesting miracles and the Eight of Wands. So whatever it is that you desire with this person, you're manifesting it. It's happening very soon. It's based on you clearly deciding what you want. And then the other card says it is safe for you to love. So again, confirming the karmic aspect, the twin flame soulmate connection here. This is a soul tie. So it's safe for you to love. It's safe for you to open your heart, to give and receive the highest energy of all. The highest energy of all, not fallible human love, divine love that can only be cultivated and shared from within, from that connection to the divine, that high priestess energy. So now we're going to take a look at what does this person think about commitment? Okay. What does this person on your mind think about commitment? Oh, wow. This is intense and powerful. So you have the Queen of Wands and we are the King of Wands. All right. The King and the Queen of Wands are revealing themselves here. What does this person think about commitment? It's twin flame love. And these cards are in the element of fire. Twin flame love, divine, masculine flames here. All right. And then you had the Chariot card. This is the determination and the willpower to be victorious, to succeed, to conquer all obstacles and challenges. And that's what commitment is. Commitment is the determination to conquer all obstacles, seeing the obstacles as the enemy and not each other. So this person, what they think about commitment, they're determined to make you their queen, to make you to reveal the karmic nature of this connection. Therefore, there is no other choice but to be determined. You know, when I met my husband, the way it manifested, like the manifestation was so miraculous that not even I could doubt the karmic connection that was coming forward here. And I made it my mission at that point to commit. And I said that divorce is not an option here. Now, you have to have somebody who is compatible spiritually to be able to say divorce is not an option, because I never want you to subject yourself to narcissistic or abuse of any kind, emotional, physical, spiritual abuse. So to say that you are committed and that divorce is not an option, the other person has to be on a spiritual journey as well, because otherwise you won't have that give and take, that compromise that I spoke early on of the compromise of self-mastery and overcoming all self-sabotage that would prevent you from coming into devoted union with somebody. So basically, what this person thinks about commitment with you is that they're determined to persevere beyond all obstacles due to that intense drive and desire to conquer and master one's own demons that would sabotage the success here. Okay, so this is incredibly powerful. Let me get another card. What does this person on your mind think about commitment? Surrender. Oh my gosh. The card in the beginning said surrender as well. Okay, this is huge confirmation. It says letting go, release, give up, and patience. And this other card, remember, says at times we must surrender the old before something new can enter our lives. Let go and all will work out. What do they think about commitment? You have to be willing to surrender and release the old stories, the old wounds, the old ideas of love in order to allow what you truly desire to come into your life. So this is about spiritual commitment, spiritual endurance of self-mastery, allowing yourselves to surrender all old attachments to all wounds that would prevent you from experiencing the type of love and connection you desire. All right, my beautiful soul, let's take a look at what this person thinks about your compatibility. Okay, what does the person on your mind think about your compatibility? We have the Four of Cups. Interesting. Wasn't expecting that. The Four of Cups is perhaps why there's so much that needs to be surrendered here. And I'm feeling that it's within them that they need to surrender their despondency, their depression, their apathy, their frustration, their boredom. The only way to manifest miracles in your life is to see how magical life is. To surrender. I feel like these cups here that the woman is focusing on, like this is the mundane stuff of life that we get attached to the old stories and we're like, life sucks because X, Y, and Z. But life doesn't suck because on her periphery is color and magic. It's the bowl that she's not paying attention to, the cup that is filled with the magic of the divine. But as third dimensional beings, we're more focused on what we can see or what we've already experienced versus the magic and the possibility of what we can experience. So it's those attachment to the old stories that would make us feel frustrated, make us feel that life sucks, when really it's our attachment to those stories that makes life suck. And the minute we have the capacity to shift our awareness to how beautiful life is, how we have more power over our situation by what we're thinking and cultivating with our feelings and our actions on a daily basis, the more we accept that, the more colorful, more magical, the more miraculous our life can be, our love life can be, our work life can be, everything can be. Okay, so what does this person think about your compatibility? They understand this is an opportunity to meet self deeper, because if you're not happy with yourself, you can never be happy with another person. And so again, I feel you're teaching this person how to understand that about themselves. Okay, what does this person think about your compatibility? Oh, I love this for you. We have the Knight of Cups. They want to sweep you off your feet. They want to propose to you. They want to commit to you. They want to profess their love and desire for you. Again, I'm drawn back to that King of Wands. You make this person want to be their best selves. You make them want to court you. Again, everyone on this reading, even if you're married and committed for 15 years, are you still dating and courting and having fun? You know, don't let that courting process ever die out, because that's what keeps the spark alive, is enjoying and appreciating and not taking any moment that you have with your partner for granted. So what this person thinks about your compatibility, they're ready, they're fired up, they want to profess and devote their desire and their love for you. All right, let me get another card. What does this person think about your compatibility? Interesting. It says finances and career. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. And you know what? I do feel that's related to this Four of Cups, especially if this is a man or a masculine energy that you're thinking about, because oftentimes men or masculine energies are very affected by their ability to provide, their ability to feel successful and accomplished in their financial well-being. And so if a man or a masculine energy doesn't feel up to speed with their financial well-being, that would make them despondent, make them depressed, make them anxious and apathetic, and that will affect their drive and their passion for the female. Again, I'm drawn back to this aspect of nature, and even as something as simple as a male pigeon, the female pigeon, like when the male bird will feed the female bird, regurgitate what it's ate in order to give it to the female, they do that so that the male is proving to the female that he can feed her and he can provide for her. Because when the female bird is sitting on the eggs, she doesn't go out and eat. He will go out and hunt and eat, and he will come back and regurgitate the food for her. So by being able, again, I'm so drawn to this natural element of courtship, because if a man, a masculine energy, does not feel like he can provide for the female, meaning his financial picture is not sound, then why would he court her? All men, all masculine energies, for the most part, I would say, need to feel secure in their financial well-being in order to even pursue a female. So I'm getting the sense that if this person is asking for more time because of money, then believe them. Don't necessarily deny the masculine his need to feel like, oh, I want my career to be in order. I want my money to be in order. I want my finances to be in order before I propose or before I commit. Allow that natural process to take place, because otherwise there'll be too much fear and resistance within them to want to take the next step. Now, obviously, you are the barometer of how long you can wait, because maybe a man would be using that as an excuse to mask his fear of commitment. So you have to be discerning and knowing if that person is actually taking the steps that is required for them to up level. And in this case, I feel through your influence, you are giving them the motivation and the inspiration through your connection to the divine, through the high priestess energy. You're giving them the spiritual inspiration to move through that fear with more ease and grace, but they still need more time to feel like they are where they want to be as far as monetarily and materially, in order to provide for you what they feel you're worthy of. Okay? All right, my beautiful soul, if you are resonating with this reading so far and you want to claim it for yourself, comment a fire emoji and like this video now. So now let's take a look at what this person feels you bring to their life. Okay? Oh, wow. I knew it. We have the Page of Wands and the Strength. The Page of Wands is inspiration and passion and fire and the reinvigoration to do something new. You bring to this person's life passion, fire, excitement, and inspiration. The Strength card is about being able to conquer fear, being able to look that beast within us in the face and say, no, I conquer you. I am in control of my own fear. I can dominate this fear. I can conquer and I can be successful with the strength and the resilience that I cultivate by meeting my fear face to face. So again, you are teaching this person spiritual techniques of overcoming fear by tapping into the divine within, giving this person passion, fire, and inspiration to accomplish their dreams and therefore want to take you with them. Okay? This is intense and incredible. All right, what does this person feel that you bring to their life? I wish I could feel your body close to mine. So there was something about distance early on. I can feel your presence even though we're apart. So some of you are actually in a long distance connection right now. So I want to validate that your person, this aspect of getting their finances in order could be related to moving and living together, even if it's you live in the same town and you want to move in together. Okay, so this person is saying, I want you closer. I wish I could feel your body next to mine. And there's this aspect of distance that's in the way here. Okay, let me get another card. What does this person feel you bring to their life? I've been dreaming about having a future with you. Okay, so just huge confirmation of everything I've been saying up until this point. So now we're going to take a look at what does this person think is necessary for a successful relationship? All right, what does this person think is necessary for a successful relationship? Okay, we have the Three of Wands. So this is definitely a huge confirmation of what I was just saying, because number one, this card is travel related. It's related to foreign and domestic travel. So there is a distance factor here that needs to be crossed. The distance needs to be crossed in order for this relationship to be successful or to take the next step. Also, this card is about what you're about to manifest and still needing more time or more signs or more information to move forward. So what this person thinks is necessary is like the manifestation, moving from inspired and motivated phase and a trusting phase to an accomplishment. So there's something that needs to be actually reached here, a distance that needs to be bridged in order for a successful relationship to occur. And these two cards also came out in the first reading. So this is about having a new idea, the Ace of Swords, about what giving and taking is in relationship, reciprocity. So again, there's this energy of compromise, give and take, and reciprocity that is necessary in relationship, and having a new idea, a new vision, a new conception of what reciprocity is and how to compromise. Because again, I love this. I was listening to Maverick talk, and he was talking about this third thing, a man and a woman, a masculine and a feminine, needing to be devoted to this third thing. The third thing is the relationship. So it's not what I want. It's not what you want. It's what we want and what we're willing to compromise for this relationship to endure. Because unless you're able to meet your wounds and your shadows head on, you're always going to be expecting that other person to make up the difference of your own inner insecurities. And that's where self-sabotage comes in relationship. That's why you can't expect anybody else to be your perfect match, because Nobody's perfect. And after that honeymoon phase, they're going to show you your wounds. They're going to show you your triggers. And it's, can you handle that? Are you willing to allow that and be accepting of that and even grateful of that? Because the more they're revealing to you where your weaknesses are, the more that gives you an opportunity to heal them. And you wouldn't have that opportunity otherwise if you didn't see them, if you weren't aware of them. Okay. Okay, so a new idea of give and take and compromise is what's necessary in order to have a successful relationship. Okay? All right, my beautiful soul. Lastly, we're going to get some words of wisdom from the universe, some advice from your higher self on what's necessary for a successful relationship with this person in the future. We have the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups is this soulmate friend energy. So again, I started off the first reading about how allow a slow burn in the courtship process in getting to know somebody, because that foundation of friendship, of deep personal intimacy that takes time to develop, that is what is going to allow the connection to last in the long run. So allow the time that it takes to really get to know one another on a deep friend level, exploring each other's interests, exploring each other's hobbies, each other's values, each other's dreams and goals. Take that time, because it's that time that's going to give you the information to see if it's worth pursuing in the long run. Let courtship return to its natural slow burn. All right. Let me get another card. Advice from the universe for success in this connection. Seven of Wands. Protect your own inner light from the need for external validation. The need for security and external validation sabotages connection, because all love, all worth, all value, all security comes from within. And if you can protect that innate value and worth and lovableness, then you must externalize, it's law, natural law of attraction. You must externalize what you truly believe and validate within. Never seek external validation. Never seek external validation, because you will be disappointed. All right. One final card. Advice from the universe for a successful connection in the future. The Empress. I love it. Never have a need for external validation, because all your inherent worth and value comes from within. The Empress is the epitome of value, beauty, creativity, self-worth, unconditional love for self that must be externalized and outpictured in love and connection. If you can unconditionally love yourself for your innate value, beauty, and worth, then your emperor must match your energy and do the same. All right, my beautiful soul, this was such a powerful reading. Again, I recommend looking at both readings this week, as they are in complement of one another from the masculine and feminine oriented perspective on successful connection and committed, devoted love. If you resonated with this reading and you want to claim it for yourself, comment the fire emoji. Like this video now. And if you're new here, go ahead and subscribe, because we release new readings every week you will not want to miss. If you desire a deeper personal reading, there's a link available in the description box. You can book that at any time. And until the next time I get to